Republicans call it the big, beautiful bill. Democrats call it the big, ugly bill. Whatever the name you call it, President Trump's $4.5 trillion spending cut package is on the verge of a final vote. Joining us now is Washington correspondent Alice Barr, who has been covering politics for years now. And Alice, the final vote is being held up right now by one man, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Keep us up to date. What's going on right now?
Yeah, so he is allowed to speak for as long as he wants to. It does appear he's now getting close to finally yielding the floor. He's been speaking for more than 4 hours by now. And throughout the morning, we've been speaking with lawmakers who say he's had multiple binders of material that he's been sifting through, reading out stories about constituents affected by the bill, going all the way up to Wyoming. So he was prepared to really make a stand here for as long as he could speak. And he just said that he's down to the last story that he wanted to officially enter into the record. So when he does yield the floor, then House Speaker Mike Johnson will step up. Certainly not expecting him to speak for anywhere near as long because Republicans want to get this done as opposed to Democrats wanting to slow down the process. That's really been their only tool because they don't have the votes to actually stop it. So we expect to hear from Speaker Johnson, and then this will move toward a final vote on final passage of the big bill in order to get it back over to President Trump's desk.
4 hours. Wow. Yeah, he can probably go longer if he covers severe weather like I do, but probably wrap that up. What do we know about any Republican holdouts?
Right. So before this delay from the minority leader, there was a delay from within the Republican ranks that went on for more than 5 hours throughout the entire night. We've been tracking this. And those GOP holdouts held up a procedural vote before finally agreeing to move ahead. There were initially 5 that were voting no. 4 of them would be considered hardline conservatives who had objections to how much money this bill adds to the deficit. It's projected by nonpartisan projections to add more than $3 trillion to the deficit. So they were largely, balking because of that. And we know that President Trump had been working the phones all throughout the night. He went onto social media as well to air his frustration, asking why are the Republicans holding this up? What are they waiting for? What are you trying to prove? Earlier in the day yesterday, he also had met with holdout Republicans at the White House looking to ease those concerns over the bill's spending. He has repeatedly said he does not believe that it's going to add to the deficit and has been presenting some alternative ways of looking at this, the growth that he says is going to offset any of the spending. So that appeared to work. In the end, there was only one moderate Republican, Brian Fitzpatrick, who voted with all Democrats against a procedural step to let it advance to now the debate we've been seeing and next the final vote.
And so today is the 3rd, right? Tomorrow is the 4th. What is the plan to go ahead and get this bill signed or get it on the president's desk to have it signed?
So assuming that those same 4 Republicans who went along with the procedural step are on board for the final vote, which it stands to reason that if they were going to, take their stand, they did it already. They seem to have been swayed, and now they would go along and they would vote for this. Then that means that this vote will be coming up before too long here. It appears that it's going to pass, and then it can head straight over to President Trump's desk for him to sign it. He wanted to get this done before the 4th of July holiday break out of concern that if you waited past this point and tried to make more changes because the House couldn't make any changes to what the Senate had done in order to stick with this timeline, the concern was going back and forth with sort of ping-ponged changes that could kill momentum and imperil funding for the president's domestic policy priorities.
All right, Alice, thanks so much. We'll be clinging closely to see if this thing here wraps up anytime soon. Thanks so much for joining us.